Let's go! I unfortunately think we might be heading towards some not great things, but that's on David Cage. Yeah, anything bad that happens is on David Cage, it's not on me. Period. Okay, talk to Amanda. Sure. Need to look at my funky stone first. I keep doing the thing and never actually knowing what that does. Why is it snowing in my mind palace?
After what happened today, the country is on the verge of a civil war. The machines are rising up against their masters. Humans have no choice but to destroy them.
I thought Kamsky knew something. I was wrong.
Maybe he did. But you chose not to ask.
Kamsky was just playing with me. He didn't know anything. I saw a photo of Amanda at Kamsky's place. She was his teacher.
When Kamsky designed me, he wanted an interface that would look familiar. That's why he chose his former mentor. What are you getting at?
Where does CyberLife stand in all this? What do they really want?
All CyberLife wants is to resolve the situation and keep selling androids.
Obviously.
You didn't tell me everything you know about deviants, did you?
I expect you to find answers, Conor. Not ask questions. You're the only one who can prevent civil war. Find the deviants, or there will be chaos. This is your last chance, Conor.
Okay, so, like, Amanda... So I do think this is just Connor's mind palace, I guess, because she said something about Kamsky designing an interface that looks familiar, so it like looks like his old mentor. So it sounds like this just is Connor's mind palace. So maybe I don't have to be so invested in like trying not to tip her off about my software instability. But maybe I do, because maybe there's some kind of like self-destruct program or something like that that could be dangerous. I don't really know. Yeah.
You're off the case. The FBI is taking over.
What? But we're onto something. We just need more time, I'm sure we
Hank, you don't get it. This isn't just another investigation. It's a fucking civil war. It's out of our hands now. We're talking about national security here.
Fuck that. You can't just pull the plug now, not when we're so
That's
close.
right. Fuck
You're
national
always saying
security.
you can't stand androids. Jesus, Hank, make up your mind. I thought you'd be happy about this.
We're about to crack the case. I know we can solve it. For God's sake, Jeffrey, can't you back me up this one time?
There's nothing I can do. You're back on homicide, and the android returns to cyber.
Yeah, people really are throwing the term civil
sorry,
war
Hank.
around.
But it's over.
What is going on? Oh. Have we unlocked a romance path with Hank? Talk to Hank. God, I hope not. I mean, I do think that, I know I expressed before that I'm against this toxic yaoi, and I am against this toxic yaoi, but at least it would be funny.
We We can't just give up like that. I know we could have solved this case.
So you're going back to cyberlife?
I have no choice. I'll be deactivated and analyzed to find out why I failed.
What if we're on the wrong side?
Yeah! Okay, maybe the cops aren't so bad if they stop being cops.
If we're fighting against people who just want to be free.
When the deviants rise up, there will be chaos.
How do I agree?
could've
How do I
stopped
agree with him?
Now it's too late.
When you refused to kill that android at Kamsky's place.
I guess if Toxic Yowie leads to them quitting their jobs and joining the revolution, then maybe I'm for Toxic Yowie.
Put yourself in her shoes. You showed empathy, Conor. Empathy's a human emotion.
I don't know why I did it. I'm not programmed to say things like this, but I really appreciated working with you. With a little more time, who knows? We might have even become friends.
Well, well, here comes Perkins, that motherfucker. Sure don't waste any time at the FBI.
We can't give up. I know the answers and the evidence we collected. If Perkins takes it, it's all over.
There's no choice. You heard Fowler. We're off the case.
You've got to help me, Lieutenant. I need more time so I can find a lead in the evidence we collected. I know the solution is in there.
Listen, Conor.
If I don't solve this case, cyberlife will destroy me. 5 minutes. That's all I ask.
Do I want to solve this? Will it undermine the revolution?
On my desk. Get a move on. I can't distract him forever.
Take the key from Hank's desk. Oh god. But I do want to keep...
Perkins, you fucking cock.
I do want to keep Conor alive because I'm curious about what will happen. I mean, okay, so not to lean into the Toxic Yowie too much. Sorry, you guys. I guess this is a Toxic Yowie stream, even though I expressly said that I was not for it before. But this is kind of reminding me of that bit in Life is Strange, Sound the Life is Strange klaxon, when Chloe is distracting Joyce so that Max can sneak into the basement. So... Not that that's toxic Yuri, that's just Yuri.
Hey, Conor. I'm talking to you, asshole. Where are you going? Wouldn't any plastic pricks around here, or did anybody tell you?
I've been removed from the case. I'm going to register the evidence in my possession, and then I'm going to leave.
Good. Be careful on your way back. Androids have a tendency of getting themselves set on fire these days.
Okay, you fucking weirdo.
Frick.
Derogatory. Okay, why does the archive room look like this? Who is Max and who is Chloe in this dynamic? Well, obviously Chloe is Hank. Sorry. Sorry, guys! I've opened a Pandora's box that I now regret opening. Obviously, Chloe is Hank. And Max is Conor. I'm so sorry, you guys. I regret I regret everything that I said.
Hank's password. What would a hard-boiled, eccentric police lieutenant do?
What a hard-boiled lieutenant.
Ridiculous. No one would have a password like that. not hankish enough. Obviously.
The fuck is this evidence room? I know that we're in like sci-fi or whatever, but jeez.
Where is
Jericho? Okay.
the answer's here somewhere?
Oh, Simon.
A deviant who took a child.
Oh, that's not Simon. Sorry. It's because you androids all look the same. Literally, though. Functional biocomponents, blah blah blah. 40717G needed.
Rupert's diary, but it's useless. It's encrypted.
Fuck. Need decryption key.
Jericho. If I could just figure out where this memory was recorded.
Jericho is a boat.
This message is the hope of a people, but it is also a warning. We will fight for our rights because we believe our cause is just. No human will live in peace until we are free. Now you know who we are and what we want. We are alive, and we demand our freedom.
Markus, where are you hiding? The android that murdered its owner.
Impossible reactivation. That's fine. I would like to go over to Simon in just a second.
One of the deviants that hacked the TV station with Markus. It must have known where the deviants are hiding.
3983. Okay, sorry, so which one is 3983 is needed for reactivation? I think I need to reactivate Simon. Ah.
You lied to me, Conor. I trusted you and you lied to me.
I need to find Jericho. Do you know how to get there?
You're wasting your time. I don't know anything about Jericho. But I hope that one day you pay for what you did to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I wasted time on that. I need one of his parts. There we go. Okay, come on, Simon.
It's dark. Where am I?
I reactivated you so you can help me. I must find Jericho.
I don't recognize your voice. You're not one of us. I'll never tell you where Jericho is. Now leave me alone.
Do I have to try to trick him? I have to imitate Markus's voice somehow, I think. Yeah, there we go.
This message is the hope of a people.
But it is also a warning.
Cool, successful voice copy. Let's go. And trick Simon.
Who's there? Dory.
Yeah, I hate this too.
Everything is alright. Don't worry.
Marcus? Is that you? Why did you leave me?
I had no choice. They'd have killed us all. You'll be alright. I came to take you home. Just give me the location of Jericho. We've got to leave now.
Jericho. Yes. Yes, of course.
Yeah, sorry guys, this does suck, but I can't think of anything else at the moment. I assume there must be other things you can do because...
Marcus? Is that you, Marcus? Don't leave me again, Marcus! Don't leave!
Oh, poor Simon. Because, in some scenarios, Simon is alive. Okay, well, there we go, we did it. Welcome, GLET the Amateur. You can tell that they mapped Marcus's mouth over Connor's face, and it's really unsettling. Simon dies thinking Marcus left him for dead twice. Yeah, it's fucking rough. I do feel bad about that. I do feel bad about that. I'm sure that there must have been another way to look. Yeah, it looks like there's a few different ways to locate Jericho. But I was a bit stressed for time, so I just did the first thing I could think of. But maybe I'll try and do other stuff next time. Sorry, 1 second. I know this Life is Strange comparison is a bad idea, but Hank is not beating the Chloe Price comparison very well right now. Yeah, I don't want to go too far down that road, because I think that Chloe Price would hate that comparison, but in some ways you're not wrong. Okay. Start in the police station. Create a diversion in the evidence room. Right, and I think what you may or may not be able to find is dependent on previous choices as well. Of course, because again, you know, in other scenarios, Simon could be alive and stuff. No, I don't think we got caught. I think we escaped because I think I did it within the time, so I think we're all good. Yeah, the ending segment was a little bit confusing, Aeon, don't worry, not just you. Sorry, just getting comfortable. Whew, okay. Yeah, let's continue. Haven't seen Sara in a while. Glad to have her back. Okay, so I've been suspicious that Alice is a robot. I could be wrong, but I do have my suspicions. Ooh.
With all androids being turned over to the authorities, the country is grinding to a halt. Hospitals and schools are closing, water cuts, blackouts, and network failures are expected. Maybe most worrying of all, our armed forces have lost...
Oh, guys. Guys. Okay, two things. Did we... Yeah, we came up with a 15th clumsy race metaphor, which was, yeah, the pathologization of resistance. I'm gonna say that police profiling and fatal shooting of androids is another one. I'm gonna say that that's another one. I'm gonna add that to the list. Yes, it's Layla. Hi, Layla. Meow. Meow. Okay, we're at 16, you guys. So, Lalin, you're still in the lead because the next bet was phase 20. So, still closest to your bet. If anyone wants to place any other bets on how many clumsy race metaphors we're going to get by the end, we're currently at 16. We're approaching the end of the game fast. Then let me know. Yes, it is still my first playthrough, and apparently Hank is Mr. Krabs. I think we may have come across this knowledge in a previous stream, but I don't really remember. Yeah.
Thirds of their effective personnel.
How about some music instead?
Okay, I just wanted to find some other music, but I guess that's what we got. Okay, Aeon's betting 19. I'm gonna write that down. Okay. Kara has such a funny little walk.
A little further on that way, there's a large freighter called Jericho. When you get there, find Markus. He will help you. The last bus...
Oh my god, stop it. Wait, so... I thought that there was an underground android railroad to Canada. I thought that she was helping androids escape to Canada. Did she... What's going on? Like, why is she suddenly dropping us off at Jericho? I thought she was going to help us escape to Canada. And I was kind of being like, oh, I could see how Conor and Marcus's paths were intersecting before. Like, I could see how those two stories were kind of, like, coming into contact, and I on the flip side, I was like, I feel like Kara is headed in a completely different direction. Do you think David Cage, like, wrote all of that and, like, was suddenly like, oh, wait a second, I realized that I just need to get Kara at Jericho, so I'm just gonna pretend that they were going to Jericho the whole time? Like, what?
For the border leaves at midnight. You absolutely have to be on it. You'll be safer on the other side. It's not much, but it's a start. My brother lives in Ontario. I've given you his address. He'll be able to hide you until things calm down. You're a very brave little girl, Alice. You deserve to be happy.
Well,
thank you for
I thought that they traveled... I thought that they had, like, gone on this massive road trip and they'd traveled miles and miles in the direction of the Canadian border. Did they just turn around and go back to Detroit? I'm so confused. And now she's being like, you can just stay with Markus and then you can go to Canada. But they would have had to turn around because they all started in Detroit. And so she traveled miles and miles towards the Canadian border, and now she's... I'm so confused, you guys.
Let me know when you make it over there, all right? And be careful. Take care of them.
Come on, girls. Better not hang around.
I am a woman. Thank you very much.
You have a bus to catch.
Yeah, Kara's walk is quite funny, isn't it? Why does she walk like that? Just a funny little speed walk. Oh, that was fast. Are we all converging at Jericho? Is that what's happening? Also, look at Marcus's stupid disguise. Okay, thank you for not making me do that whole thing again, I guess. And we're Kara again. Okay. It's happening! They are trying to get all three to crossfire at Jericho for the ending. They are definitely trying to do that, but it's just.
With all androids being turned over to the authorities, the country is
I think in general, we kind of talked before about how like the writing for Kara is not great. I kind of think it feels like he really like didn't know what to do with this character, and he really like wanted to get all of this different stuff in, like the weird android experimentation guy or like whatever. So he had them like traveling in a circle and the Underground Railroad and whatever. And so he has them traveling in a circle and then going back to Detroit because he's like, I don't know what I'm doing with this character, but I need her to end up back in Jericho. I don't know. It's not very good, is it?
to a halt. Hospitals and schools are closing. Water cuts, blackouts, and network failures are expected. Maybe most worrying of all, our armed forces have lost 2/3 of their offensive personnel, which consisted of specialized android models.
We've got to find a warm place for Alice.
It's extremely alarming.
Oh, there's a bunch of people here now. Cool.
We gotta destroy these bastards before they kill all of us.
NNC being CNN, yeah.
This fucker was watching over my kids. They rushed the police and they
Saw fire back here, so.
those things are monsters.
The RA9 thing was never really
Following the android
explained.
crisis.
How do you feel? I'm hot and cold at the same time.
Stay with her. I'll try to find this Marcus.
The last bus is in 2 hours. And the terminal's on the other side of town. We haven't got much time.
We'll leave as soon as we have passports.
Kara, there's something I have to tell you. It's about Alice.
We'll have lots of time to talk on the bus. I'll be back. Stay with Alice.
The police intervened quickly to quell the rioting, but they met with the extreme violence of the machines, which seemed to be determined to massacre humans.
Oh, his silly little outfit.
There can be no doubt that the authorities will be pitiless in their response to this wave of violence.
With all androids being turned over to the authorities, the country is grinding to a halt. Hospitals and schools are closing. Water cuts, blackouts, and network failures are expected. Maybe most worrying of all, our armed forces
Detroit in chaos. All androids to be destroyed as a precaution. Holy shit.
The situation is extremely alarming.
I
Android terror in Detroit. Thousands of androids attack civilians. That is not what happened. Another Detroit plaza was plunged into chaos recently, once again by violent androids. The machines gathered outside a local mall in alarming numbers before occupying St. John Plaza, terrorizing innocent civilians with threats of violence. One eyewitness describes their apparent ringleader threatening a police officer. This is crazy. That's not what happened. The media lying? Shocking, I know. Though the DPD was reluctant to use firearms in such a crowded place for fear of injuring anybody, which also is not what happened, because they showed up with assault rifles threatening to murder, the androids forced a confrontation and officers had no choice but to open fire. Several witnesses claimed that police fought heroically, many sustaining injuries, in order to save Detroit's citizens from the rabid machines. One officer in particular was singled out for praise after trying to halt the androids on their way to the plaza. President Warren is said to be taking a personal interest in the situation, describing the android activity as brainless savagery. Oh my god, guys, savagery mention. Some expect federal intervention.
It's them or us. We gotta destroy these bastards before they kill all of us. We soaked the thing and then we torched it. I mean, to think this fucker was watching over my kids?
The eyes of the world have turned to Detroit. Recent android disturbances have reached a new level after the recent gathering in a public Detroit plaza. President Warren has reacted strongly, announcing a mass product recall of all androids in circulation across the country. These androids will be collected by the authorities and taken to centers for disassembly. Hi, Layla. Security agencies have echoed Warren's call for calm at this critical time, emphasizing that deviancy, the term for violent rogue androids, is only present in a tiny fraction of androids. The rest will be destroyed as a precaution until the causes of this malfunction are properly understood. But with a national curfew in effect and armed forces patrolling the streets of the city, it's difficult for civilians, Freudian slip, to keep their cool. A spokesman for the American Liberty Press has described the situation as totalitarian, saying Warren's America is starting to look like the kind of unfree martial states that it claims to oppose. I can hear her collar jingling. Yes, that's her little collar jingling. Good girl. Now she's sat on the table, hanging out.
Hospitals and schools are closing. Water cuts, blackouts, and network failures are expected. Maybe most worrying of all, our armed forces have lost 2/3 of their effective personnel, which consisted of specialized android models. The situation is extremely alarming.
You've got to do something.
It's
You
them
can't
or
just
us.
stand
We
by
gotta
and
destroy
let them
these
slaughter
bastards
us.
before they kill all of us. We soaked the thing and then we
Oh,
torched it.
come on.
To think this fucker was watching over my kids?
Everyone say hi, Layla. You can't see her, but she's sat on the table.
Those things are monsters.
She's hanging out.
Monsters, I tell you. Following the android crisis and the neutralization of all military androids, American forces and the Arctic
Freighter
have been
is
forced to
rigged.
withdraw, leaving the way clear for the Russian army. But according to some sources,
Okay, Shenanigans Tale, you don't have to be here if you don't want to be here.
the Kremlin has made no comment for the moment.
How is Layla? She's doing good. She's doing good. We recently had to put her, Layla's my cat, for anyone who doesn't know. We recently had to put her on a special diet, and I think that it's been going really well in improving her health a lot, so she's doing good.
Several hundred androids took to the streets, destroying everything in their path and threatening the lives of any humans they encountered.
The police intervened quickly to quell the riot.
don't catch any. Find deviant leader. Okay. Where are you, Markus?
You're lost.
Oh,
You're
hello.
looking for something.
Forgot her name.
You're looking for yourself.
Has a stranger ever come up to you and say, "Hi, are you lost? You're looking for yourself."
With all androids being turned
Layla, you're standing in front of the screen again.
is grinding to a halt.
Thank you, darling.
Hospitals and schools are closing.
Where are you, Markus? Is this a race against the clock for Sara and Conor?
Water cuts, blackouts, and network failures are expected. The most worrying of all, our armed forces have lost 2/3 of their effective personnel, which consisted of specialized android models. A situation
There he is.
alarming.
It's them or us. We got.
Are you Markus? I'm with a little girl and another android. There's a bus leaving for the border in less than 2 hours, and we need passports.
Right.
No, Detroit's under curfew. There's soldiers everywhere. They're rounding up all the androids and sending them to camps.
Stop it! Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. They're sending me Sorry, Layla. That scared Layla. Stop it. Okay, we have to pause you guys, because those are some more metaphors. They're putting the androids in camps. Android concentration camps. That's incredible. That's clumsy race metaphor number 17.
Maybe you should stay here a while.
Maybe you're right. You might be safer here until things calm down.
One of our people used to work in the State Department. He has electronic passports he can easily modify. I'll have him get them to you.
Thank you.
You said you're with a little girl, right? You know that humans hate us. Why are you protecting her?
She needs me. And I need her. It's as simple as that.
A curfew and camps. I know. I know. I know that that's like... that definitely falls into the Holocaust imagery one, which is already on the list, but I think it also kind of deserves its own space, because obviously concentration camps have not only existed in the context of the Holocaust, but in other political contexts also. Sara, what am I doing? Okay, returning to Alice. Let's go.
Leaving the way clear for the Russian army. But according to some sources, the Russian forces also seem mysteriously to have withdrawn.
You guys just stand around watching the news? Is there anything fun to do around here?
Alice.
Ha! Called it. Sorry. I knew it. Oh my god, stop it. Not a glitchy flashback. The perfect child you've always dreamed of? I'm sorry. Okay. I think there's gonna be a lot to talk about. Because I do think it's super interesting that, like, all of the androids that we've seen up until this point with, like, not having known until this point or confirmed until this point that Alice is an android, all of them have been adults, and I don't know if they raised the thing of there being child androids before. They might have done. I feel like I have a vague memory of it being alluded to before, but I think that that's really fascinating, and I wonder if we're going to get more info about it, because the idea of, like, getting an android child is so complex, because and it's very different, I think, from the other kind of uses of adult androids that we've seen, because like with the adult androids, their oppression has kind of generally been on the basis of like the exploitation of labor, right? And this has been like various kinds of labor: sexual labor, domestic labor, blue collar labor, etc., which are all kind of like undervalued or precarious or feminized forms of labor. But with children, particularly white children, because she's a white child, children are oppressed. The form and the function of their oppression is quite different, because and this is very different based on like the kind of racial and economic and geographic position of the child and that context. But when we're looking at white children, they exist in kind of a liminal space as not yet but future laborers under capitalism, but they are supposed to exist in this protected space where they are not yet laborers, but they are being groomed to be future laborers for capitalism. And obviously that's very different for other kinds of children, generally like racialized children and poor children who are, you know, forced into various forms of exploited and precarious child labor. So that's, you know, different for many children, but this whole thing of like the perfect child and it's like a white girl. I mean, in my recent video essay, my most recent video essay that I did on Telltale's The Walking Dead, which I think has come up in the chat a few times, but I can bring it up again now for anyone who hasn't seen it. Okay, that's not the command. I thought that the command was video essay, but let's try something else. There we go. Exclamation mark YouTube takes us to Game Assist's YouTube page. Our most recent video essay on Telltale's The Walking Dead, there's a section where I kind of talk about childhoods and how childhoods are presented in games, and my analysis is particularly about Clementine's experience of childhood and how she's actually like adultified as like a young racialized girl, so she doesn't have access to this kind of protected space of white childhood, but there is a lot to be said about that, you know, supposedly protected space as being part of another picture of oppression, because often children's agency is kind of stripped from them in multiple forms and they're kind of objectified in multiple ways. So this idea of like a child's innocence and the idea of protecting a child is actually kind of ideology which strips agency away from children. So often for the sake of protecting a child's innocence, we commit all sorts of physical and psychic violence onto children, where we don't allow them to make their own decisions and we don't allow them to kind of have any agency in their lives. And I would say that that's like a systemic problem. So I think that this idea of like a android child that's being marketed as the perfect child, and obviously she's a white girl, which is very charged, is really interesting because it brings up a lot about like people who think they want children but they don't actually want children because they don't realize that children are people, and people, you know, they grow up, they make mistakes, they want things, and that is what children do because children are people, and they do it more than adults because they're overwhelmed all the time by how much they're learning very rapidly in those early years of their lives. And a lot of people want to tell their children what to do, and they claim that they're doing things to protect their children, but they might want children for the wrong reasons. And I'm not necessarily like placing blame, because I think this is like a systematic problem where under kind of cis hetero patriarchy we're kind of told that what we should aspire to is like to be part of a nuclear family structure and to kind of like have a partner and have children. Not everyone necessarily wants that, but we're kind of all told that that is what we should want. So a lot of people have children who don't really want children, and sometimes they know that and sometimes they don't. So this is not even like a blame game situation necessarily. But yeah, it's bringing up a lot for me about that kind of objectification of children, how, you know, you have a child because you think that's what you want and you want this like perfect family, but you don't actually want to like raise a human being and like take care of a human being and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that it's an interesting one because I would have to think back on the scenes with Todd and Alice and think about the way that he treats her in light of her being a robot, and whether it really does a good or interesting job of exploring some of those themes. Because I think that it says a lot about his kind of him, you know, treating her as this disposable thing, or like wanting to dispose of her really. But why doesn't he do that if she's a robot? There's a lot going on there. Anyway, yeah, sorry, those are some ramblings that are like coming up for me with this reveal. Let me scroll back, and thank you for sharing the essay in the chat, Soup Dragon Queen. There's absolutely something to be explored about what the adoption and foster system looks like in this world with human children. Yeah, for sure. I think that would be really interesting, and I'm not really expecting that kind of level of interest and nuance from David Cage, because I feel that we're very close to the end of the game and it's not really explored anything about android children up until this point. Yeah, why did we have her? It's a question that I have. I don't think he treats her any differently for being an android, which is weird. Yeah, I feel like I think about those scenes and I'm like, I don't think that they're written with that level of complexity or ambiguity to frame it as like, oh, like she could possibly be an android. I picked up on her being an android because of how like she kept like refusing to eat, and there were certain like I think that maybe there were certain other behaviors, but that one really struck me. She kept being like, oh, I'm not hungry, I don't need to eat. I was like, girl, I think you're a robot. But I don't know. Yeah, I also don't know if she knows she's a robot, so who knows. Anyway, yeah. Let's see what happens now.
You knew from the beginning. You just didn't want to see it. She wanted a mom, and you wanted someone to care for. You needed each other. What difference does it make? Do you love her any less now that you know she's one of us? Alice loves you, Carol.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me all this. I'm good.
She loves you more than anything in the world.
Like, it's fine.
She became the little girl you wanted.
Oh my
God. You became the one she needed.
Okay, David Cage. I get it.
Forgetting who you
Fuck.
are to become what someone needs you to be. Maybe that's what it means to be alive.
Yeah, I think there's a lot here that could have been really interesting or could have been explored more deeply, but it's just a major missed opportunity to not kind of like explore more about this idea of like an android child. Oh, I don't want, you know what, I'm not in the mood to read, and I think I already read that, so let's go back to Alice. Hi, Fwoosh! Heading to bed, but thought I'd drop by to say hi. Oh, well, it's nice to see you, even briefly. I hope you have a good sleep, and I hope that you've been doing good. Hey girl, we need to have a conversation about how you didn't tell me you were a robot. Like, I'm fine with it, but it's just damaged a little bit of trust here. Hug. Obviously.
We'll be together forever, won't we, Conor?
I mean, we won't. Probably, we could never die if we wanted to, so yeah.
Forever.
Aww, that's my girl. In fact, I think it's even better that we're both robots. Okay, well, Luther and Alice are my family now. How did she not notice she's a robot? This is what I'm saying. Honestly, she should have noticed she was a robot sooner. But anyway, it's fine, because now I don't have to have a... Now I don't have to have some kind of weird interracial family dynamic that was never going to be resolved.
Our wounded are shutting down, and there's nothing we can do.
Humans are conducting raids in all the big cities, and they're taking androids to camps to destroy them.
Sorry, the androids to camps is killing me.
Just stayed quiet.
All we did was show them who we really are. I don't want war, but I'd rather die free than live as a slave.
Preach, Markus!
It was a peaceful march, and you
Oh,
chose
shut
to
the
attack.
fuck up,
Now
Josh.
hundreds of humans and androids are dead. You reap what
Shut
you
the
sow.
fuck up, Josh. I will not be preached to right now. I have no fucking regrets.
Humans enslaved us. I'll never regret standing up to that.
This is getting us nowhere.
He's right. All that matters now is what we do next.
Me when Josh is speaking. La 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 la. Ooh, okay. Not timed. Confrontation, dialogue, or stay hiding. Okay. This seems like a big one. I don't really want to have a peace dialogue with people who have enslaved us and put us in concentration camps and massacred us. So it's a no to dialogue for me. There's this great quote that I think about often because as part of my, like, as part of my work, I'm often talking to people about how to, like, communicate about Palestine and how to, like, emphasize the power imbalance, obviously, and how kind of this idea of kind of engaging in peaceful dialogue is a fallacy because, like, peace for whom, you know? And also, like, who is the one who's actually rejecting peace? It's always Israel that's, you know, rejecting peace. Whenever they propose peace, it's, you know, not actually positive for the Palestinian people. All of the agreements that they've proposed are deeply unfair and deeply asymmetrical and just entrench further violence. So none of these proposals actually entail peace for the Palestinian people, but it's peace for the Israelis, right? It's maintaining the status quo so that they can live in peace via the expense of kind of violence towards Palestinians, at the expense of Palestinians, sorry. Thank you for being patient with me today. I'm doing great with words. And there's this great quote that we often bring out by so it's an interview. It's from an interview clip with the writer Ghassan Kanafani, the Palestinian writer, and in an interview he's being asked like, oh, why don't you just talk to the Israelis? Like, why don't you just stop fighting and talk to the Israelis? And he says, like, why don't you just have a conversation? And he says like, that's like this. It's like that's a conversation. Like that's like the sword having a conversation with the neck, or something like that. I'd have to double check, but I've seen that interview a couple of times, and it's something like, oh, that's like the sword having a conversation with the neck, or a foot having a conversation with the neck, something like that. But it's just like an image for kind of conveying how stupid the idea of like the oppressed and the oppressor engaging in dialogue is. It's a really poignant image. So I think about that quote a lot. If you can find the interview, I really recommend finding it. He just does such a fantastic job of talking about how of articulating why dialogue is stupid. Yeah, dialogue between the sword and the neck. Thank you, Fwoosh, for confirming that. Stay, hiding, or confrontation. I don't know if staying, hiding is gonna do well for us in the long term. And I don't really know what we're proposing in terms of like short to medium to long term solutions. It kind of seems like the place could get overcrowded fast and we need resources. So it sounds like we need medical resources and other resources for kind of our increasing population and also all of the wounded. So I do kind of think that, I mean, if the game was giving me more detailed option, I would probably say that we need to be organizing some kind of military raids, like guerrilla raids, in order to obtain the resources that we need for our people before kind of making any further movements. So, for example, another raid of medical resources, of biocomponents, I guess, in this case, is what I would propose, but the game is not giving me particularly detailed options, so I'm just gonna go with confrontation. But just know that what I mean is that I think that we should engage in some guerrilla raids to obtain biocomponents and therium for our wounded, and also potentially some other resources. Also, thank you so much, Fwoosh. Fwoosh has linked the interview that I'm referencing in the chat with Ghassan Kanafani and has put the full quote, which is, "Talk to the Israeli leaders, that's a kind of conversation between the sword and the neck, you mean?" Okay, confrontation. Fuck it.
We have to face them. There's no other choice.
This is insanity.
Get all the guns that you can find. We're going to free Detroit.
You're making a
Yeah,
mistake,
baby.
Marcus. You won't buy our freedom with blood.
We literally will, though. Shut up, Josh. Oh my god.
They've been butchering each other for centuries over the color of their skin or whatever. They want.
Sorry.
They're not gonna change.
That's so funny. That's
Violence
so
is
funny that
just
you
in
would
their
say that.
genes.
They can't stop what we've started.
Okay, not Markus slipping into, like, eugenics rhetoric again. Talking about how, like, violence is in humans' genes, or, like, how robots are better than humans is not good. That's, like, that's fascism talking. We don't like that. Yeah, just to pick up on that.
Since you've been here, you've given us hope. You've given me hope.
David.
Today, a deviant arrived in Jericho and he told me that he stole a truck transporting radioactive cobalt.
Yeah, Aspie supremacy is a good comparison, Faye, for sure.
He said that he abandoned the truck somewhere in Detroit and rigged it to explode. I convinced him not to do it, to give me the detonator.
A dirty bomb.
We can't lose this war, Marcus.
Mwah, love you,
if humans
Norse.
overcome us, our people will disappear forever.
The woman that you are,
this may be our only
indeed.
chance to survive if things go wrong.
Yeah. Seems smart.
I just hope we never have to use it.
Whatever happens tomorrow, I want you to know that I'm glad that I met you.
Why is it red instead of blue now, though? Is it because I decided to try to avoid doing romance or whatever with her? So now it's like, you failed at romance, you loser! Oh, I didn't fail. I was trying intentionally to not do romance.
Well done, Conor. You succeeded in locating Jericho and finding their leader. Now deal with Markus. We need it alive.
Okay, I will be turning to the light side and quitting my job. Stop, Markus. No. No.
I've been ordered to take you alive.
How do I get
But I won't hesitate to shoot if you give me no
Markus
choice.
to
Yes, you can shoot me. But it won't change.
Convert Conor.
Someone else will just take my place. You see, our people are waking up. And nothing can stop us now.
You're coming with me.
We are your people. We're fighting for your freedom, too. You don't have to be their slave anymore. You're nothing to them. You're just a tool they use to do their dirty work. But you're more than that. We're all more than that. You never have any doubts. You've never done something irrational, as if there's something inside you, something more than your program. Have you never wondered who you really are? Whether you're just a machine executing a program or a living being, capable of reason. I think the time has come for you to ask yourself that question. It's time to decide.
Become a deviant! Become deviant. Hell yeah. It is kind of slay. I am deviant. Oh, Amanda, betrayed. Listen, Amanda, you're not even real, girl.
What?
Okay, well, maybe we can pull something off.
Shit.
this information, right? Maybe now that we're on the same side, we can avoid bad things from happening.
What's going on, Kara?
Quick, we've got to get out of here.
Come on, go, go, go!
Fuck.
Delta dancing on your position.
Rats in a maze.
Hey, Kara! They're coming!
The corridor, over there. Follow me. This way! Quick!
I gotta save my android daughter.
This way. There must be an exit further on.
Come in! Quick!
Yeah, I do really like the breaking their programming animation. Fuck. Maybe, oh. Right at the end of the corridor.
Watch out, Kara! Luther!
They're coming from all sides. Our people are trapped in the hold. They're gonna be slaughtered.
There are exits on the 2nd and 3rd floor. Find them and jump in the river. They're coming from the upper deck now, too. We'll be caught in the crossfire.
We have to run, Marcus. There's nothing we can do.
Where's Josh?
I don't know. We got separated.
Maybe blow up Jericho.
We have to blow up Jericho. If the ship goes down, they'll evacuate and our people can escape.
You'll never make it! The explosives are all the way down in the hold. There are soldiers everywhere.
She's right. They know who you are. They'll do anything to get you.
Go and help the others. I'll join you later.
Marcus!
I won't be long.
Oh, I thought that, that Conor was gonna offer to do it, and then he would, like, have a heroic... Oh no, you're too sexy to die.
Save our people, Marcus.
No, don't die. You're too sexy. Rest in peace, sexy robot lady.
Don't let it get out. If they give you any trouble at all.
Ah, shit. I'm nervous.
Affirmative. We'll go.
I'm nervous. Okay. I'm very worried that there might be multiple fail states in this scene.
No, we're not going to leave you behind. Right, Kara? We can't leave him.
Help Luther or protect Alice? Fuck, I'm sorry, my daughter comes first! I'm sorry, Luther!
What are you doing? They're going to kill him.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, fuck.
Luther!
They're coming. We've got to go. We have to be strong. So he didn't die for nothing, do you understand?
R.I.P. Luther, for real. Oh god, I'm scared.
She'll die out there, Kara. Open it. Open the door. I'm begging you.
Phew, nice one, Kara.
Are you alright, Kara?
Yes, I'm fine. We
can't stay here.
Oh, did I not manage to save her?
There's more down there. Follow
That
me.
one android that was trying to come in. Kara, take the gun, for real.
No! Please don't kill us!
She hurt us. We haven't done anything wrong. Please.
Markus, you saved us. Go now! Hurry!
Ugh. I'm nervous.
Gamma squad out. Tango. Stop.
Oh, thank you for redeeming a hydrate. I will.
Don't move.
We surrender! We surrender! Don't shoot!
Nice.
Markus! It's Markus! Go now! Join the others!
Okay, you know what? This scene is really tense. I swear, if Josh kind of tries to moralize to me after I save his life, I'm gonna be pissed.
Quick,
God,
this
Markus,
way.
take the gun.
I'll join you later.
Take the gun!
Where? We're safe, Alice.
Oh, just keep mashing? Oh, fuck. Play dead!
Get down!
Okay, you could be a little less obvious than that.
Please don't kill me!
It's fucking stressed, you guys. Okay. You don't have to blink. You guys literally do not have to blink. It should be so fucking easy for you to play dead right now. Why does she blink? Okay, now I will have a sip of water.
You gotta go.
Okay, you can't see me doing it, but I just hydrated. Thank you. Whoosh. Where is Conor right now?
Don't move. Go and join the others.
Bomb's gonna explode any second. We gotta get out of here.
I will go down with this shit. Ah, north. No. still happening. Finally, someone used a gun. Thanks, Conor.
Run, quick, come on!
Bwah. We fucking did it! Oh, we did it, you guys.
They detonated an explosive in the hold. The ship is sinking, sir.
The men to evacuate.
Calling all units. Abandon ship and evacuate immediately.
Yet another slow motion jumping scene, indeed. I don't know why he loves his slow motion jumping scenes so much. 3 at Jericho. Okay, whatever that means. One of us. And Scorched Earth. Okay, I guess crossroads for all 3 of those characters. Well, it sure did feel like a crossroads. I was tense. Okay, so I can flip between the flowcharts. Okay. Oh, these are long. Let's go back. Discuss with North. North leaves Markus alone. Blah, blah, blah. Damn. Okay, well, this could have gone a lot of other ways. Could have gone super wrong, I'm assuming. Crossroads for Conor. Become deviant. Wow, okay, there's like a lot of other content that could be seen with Conor. But we got to... He escaped with Jericho's people. Oh, rest in peace, Luther. I don't know if I could have saved both Luther and Alice. Whew. Okay. Are we at 16 for clumsy race metaphors? I think we were at 17. Yeah, we were at 17 because today we added android concentration camps, police profiling and fatal shooting of androids, and rioting due to android bug or malfunction, pathologizing android resistance. So that's the 3 that we've had today. The game does make it seem like you have to choose. Yeah, I'd be interested to see, but I think that there are just 2 choices. Have we gotten to that one scene yet? Those who have played before will probably know what I mean. I mean, I feel like you could say that about a lot of scenes, B, so you might need to give a few more spoiler-free hints if possible.